and today I came to you with some bad news. The last 2 weeks when I was working on this E36, I really was thinking if it's really worth to repair it, because the damage was way bigger than I expected initially. But you know, driving in circles and going nowhere in the track is also not the most reasonable thing. So I will repair it. Now let's check what kind of work I did on the lifter while preparing the car to go on the chassis rig. I started with removal of front suspension. That's an easy task in the E36. I didn't bother too much with ball joints, as both arms and complete tie rods will be replaced. Because I will need to replace part of the chassis rails, I have decided to disassemble engine bay entirely. It will be much easier to work on, and also in the end it will be painted completely. An E36 fuse box comes out to the front of the car, together with all the wires from the interior. I have just disassembled the fuse box, so all the cables, together with the fuses, could fit through the hole in the firewall to the inside of the body. I can't start to imagine that repair won't be quick. Right chassis rail got a huge hit, left is not perfect too. And now it's time to go on the chassis rig. I had to put some extra weight on the front so it wouldn't flip back while lifting it. Positioning of the rig is very important. All 4 points must be in the exact place of the lifting point. After car lands on the rig, we can install side holders, and we were actually very lucky to buy such rig holders specially for E36. So now the car is fully secure on the chassis rig. All 4 mounts are mounted securely, and now we can start to do the body work with this hydraulic arm. So let's check out the damage a little bit more and what we will be doing. So first of all, both top mounts we will be keeping the original ones. So the left side we will be changing somewhere from the middle of the front subframe. So the rear main point will be left original, and the front will be already changed somewhere from here. And the driver side, which has a bit less of the damage, will be probably changed on the original seam and somewhere in front of the subframe mount. So now, first of all, before doing any cutting, we will try to straighten the body a little bit, and then we will take some measurements to really see how not straight it is at the moment. I am trying to pull the front end back to its original place very roughly. At the moment, my goal is to make front chassis rails to be in approx original position, so I could start making some measurements. And also, later I can do some more precise straightening. Right side actually came back really nice straight. I would say, well, it has a big bend in the middle, but overall it actually got back its shape. The top is of course a little bit horrible, but I do not care about it at this moment because we will be cutting that out. And the chassis rail also looks damaged because it was bent more than 90 degrees and it simply got a hole in it because I bent it back to take the engine out. And now we will try to measure the most important parts of this car, so the top mounts and also the front subframe mounts. That the subframe mounts would be in a square, also that it would be in the square together with the top mounts. Distance between the top mounts would be correct. And now let's see the measurements which we have. The distance between the top mounts centers. Also we have the distance between the bottom subframe mounts, also between the centers of the chassis rail front, between the lifting point to the top mount, also to the front subframe mounts, and also to the front chassis rail. So BMW gives about 1 to 2 millimeters difference. So that's actually quite good for us because it means it's allowed to have a little bit of difference in measurements. So I think we can really fit in 2 millimeters. And because the suspension is fully adjustable, the car will be driving pretty well. Okay, so we have between the top mounts 971 millimeter. So I can already see that they are too close to each other by 1 centimeter. Now the question is if they are both simply are in the center of the car, or one is like leaning to the center and other is correct. 785. Yeah, 79. Okay, so the rear points of the subframe are in correct dimension. The front ones are too close to each other. Yeah, so so the top mounts are actually both half centimeter each to the center of the car. So that's kind of good. I will just try to pull one and the other just to the outside of the car till I get the right dimension. So that should be fine. So the cross length should be 80.8 centimeters, and between the points 79. Okay, so this is 79. It's perfect. This 78.5, not perfect. This 80.1, so it's too short. And this is 80.7, so it's kind of okay. So it means this point needs to go a little bit inside. This job, when you are already doing some pulling under some measurements, it's really tricky because you cannot pull it too much, so you need to pull a little bit, measure it, pull it, measure it, pull it, measure it, till you get the right dimension. Because if you pull it way too much, it will be quite difficult to bring it back, or it won't be too nice when you bring it back. So let's see, what have I done? And we have 80.7, and here we have 80.8. Perfect. So wait, one more. Yeah, 78.9. So yeah, so it's in 1 millimeter range, maybe 2, but that's good enough. Measurements are now good. We can start cutting and drilling.
Once all points are in places, I came to the ugliest part, removing seam sealant and drilling off tack welds to remove damaged parts. Smelly and dirty job, but it has to be done. By drilling, I have to be careful not to drill through in some places, as I will need to weld on top in the same place. I just thought, if this car would be for drifting, I wouldn't need to weld this front back.
After nearly whole day of drilling and cutting, I finally have managed to get the broken parts away from the chassis. The damage was really big, but yeah, it is what it is. And now the next step, I will have to clean the points where the new parts will be welded on the chassis. Also, I will have to remeasure again because I was hammering, drilling and cutting. So maybe some subframe mounts or top mounts have moved a little bit. So I want to be sure that it's 100% in the good position. So after the cleaning, I will measure it again. If needed, I will need to adjust them a little bit by pulling. That's quite easy now. And after that, I will have to prepare new parts which will fit this body. And maybe some of you may ask, hey, but why didn't you drill all the parts and you were cutting some parts in the middle on the chassis? And actually BMW itself is selling such parts, and they simply allow you to connect in the middle of the part. Because in reality, if you would really want to replace some parts, you would need to go like deep in the interior. So basically half of the car should be drilled away to change one part entirely. So that's almost impossible, and it's really not worth when BMW itself allows to do that. So today it's already late evening, and yeah, I will go home, and tomorrow it's cleaning, grinding, and again cutting the new parts to fit this chassis.
In the next episode, we will check what kind of parts we will be using for the front. We'll do more measurements with the laser to be 100% sure E36 doesn't need more straightening. And in the end, we will finally see the first test to assemble the front. So don't forget to subscribe it to see it soon.